Hello and welcome to the Big Picture. Delhi has witnessed some unprecedented incidents in the last 2 days. It saw the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister and another minister of the Delhi government detained by the Delhi police for hours for trying to meet the family of a deceased army man in a hospital. Congress Vice President and MP Rahul Gandhi also suffered similar fate, being detained twice in a day, and yesterday being detained and driven around the city for over 2 hours before being released for trying to stage a protest. Delhi police has been claiming that it was only doing its duty. Meanwhile, Delhi police have in the last year or so arrested 14 MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party, of the Delhi government, most of them on flimsy charges. In fact, the courts, while releasing on bail or even quashing the FIR, has made strong observations against such arrests. Is the Delhi police overreaching itself? Has its actions, instead of being according to law, started resembling a political agenda and worse, vendetta? Who is responsible for this state of affairs? What are the consequences of such overreach? We will discuss all this today with Marwah, former Delhi Police Commissioner, and also someone who has held several other important positions, including that of a governor, Balmiki Prasad Singh, former Home Secretary, Government of India, and also a former governor, Sanjay Hegde, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court, Ashok Tandon, Senior Journalist, and Vinod Sharma, Political Editor, Hindustan Times. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Marwah, is it normal for a police force to detain a Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister? Has it happened anywhere in your experience? Have you seen this kind of thing happening?
Well, as you said, in Delhi we are seeing things which we have never seen before, because you have a system, a political and an administrative system in Delhi, where we have a state government with a chief minister, but the police is not under him. So that is the beginning of the various problems we start. But keeping this aside, I think police has been pushed into a no-win situation. After all, they are a tool of the central government, and we can't wish away the fact that the directions are implicit directions of the central government will be followed by the Delhi police. In this particular case, I believe a very wrong basic decision has been taken, that this particular case of suicide should not be converted into a political issue. Why not? It is a political issue, and the opposition parties are bound to exploit it.
And can Delhi police decide what can be a political issue, what cannot be a political issue?
No, you see, this is what I'm saying. Delhi police can't decide. But then the rest of the things follow. The central government has decided. That's why I say by implicit that they feel that nobody should be allowed to do something which will create a political embarrassment for the government. That's where the problem comes.
Mr. Singh, is that where the problem comes from? So first of all, do you see any problem in what's happening?
I see serious problem. In my view, democracy or democratic governance presupposes a certain kind of relationship, and Delhi is just violating all democracy ethics, norms of democracy ethics. A chief minister decides to sleep on fast unto death on 26th January. And I see the spectacle of a police commissioner walking to call on the chief minister in civils. These things are unheard of. And now, if you don't respect democracy, presupposes that we respect our leaders. Democracy presupposes that the institutions which are as important as chief minister, deputy chief minister and ministers and representatives of people are shown courtesies. I don't know, you may have more information. Did the police officer who detained the chief minister or deputy chief minister, did he salute him before doing that?
We don't know.
No, I'm saying these are the basic things that you have to see. Now I'm little worried. I'm really worried.
No, but you know, is it that the Delhi police think that since they don't come under the state Delhi government, there is no need to salute the...
No, there is no question. You salute a chief, maybe a chief minister from Odisha, you won't salute him. I'm not. There is a minister from the center, you will not salute him. He is not your boss. He may be minister of social welfare. This is not a power relationship. This is not a superior subordinate relationship. Indian democracy is a work in progress. And there is a deficit of democracy ethics that I call it.
Yes, Mr. Marwah.
You know, before we had a chief minister system, we had a chief executive councillor.
Right.
And I was in the Delhi police.
Right.
And whenever I called on the chief executive councillor, Mir Mushtaq Ahmed was the chief executive councillor, I invariably went in uniform and saluted him. There was no question of not extending the courtesy to him, though the police was not under him. But that is in answer to the question raised by Mr. Singh. And these are not things which you are given direction. You do it automatically.
Ashok Tandon, Mr. Marwah, when he started off saying that, Delhi police is in a no-win situation. Do you agree with that? That, they are caught in between two political forces?
No, Girish, we are missing one vital point here. That when people who are protectees, like Rahul Gandhi is an SPG protectee, Kejriwal is Z+, so is perhaps Manish Sisodia. When these people who are VIPs, rather VVIPs, when they come out to protest against something, which they have a right to do so, then it creates problem for the law enforcing agency.
They were not protesting.
No, listen to me.
They went to meet the family of a deceased army man. They were not protesting.
No. First of all, the march which Rahul Gandhi was...
That was later.
And initially when they were going to the hospital.
Yes.
See, normally an SPG protective, when he walks out of his house, the entire system is alerted. They know who is coming. But when they are coming for a political protest or a political purpose, then they themselves want to make a show of it. I have covered a lot of agitation when Mr. Marwah was in Delhi police, and we know that the agitating leaders from the opposition mainly would request at least do some lathi charge, do some tear gas so that we get into the news. So in this particular case, unfortunately, I can understand Rahul Gandhi being an opposition MP has a right to protest and stage sort of a protest where there is a police. But Chief Minister,
Protest comes later. What happened
Girish,
first?
When Chief Minister,
yes,
he wants to protest. No, he should realize.
He was not protesting, sir. He was going to meet some person.
When his visit, led by so many people, poses a threat to law and order situation, they are told, sir, there is 144. Please don't defy it. When they say, no, we are there to defy because we want to defy it, then they are politely told, sir, we will have to take into detention. So this detention, earlier when we were reporting, we used to call it courted arrest. Today, unfortunately, media is showing it as detention. Now, Rahul Gandhi normally would be taken back to his house.
Police are saying detention, not the media.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Themselves are saying detention.
Is in a normal parlance is an arrest. It's not an arrest. See, they say, sir, there is section 144, please don't defy it. And when they say, no, we will defy, and there is a media, then they are taken back to their home.
So under what...
So I think in this whole thing,
we should not... provisions, under what provisions of law can they do this, which they have done?
See, when leaders want to defy section 144, they know that it is basically for the media because it's a protest.
No. Sir, was it defined as 144?
Here, what I have read, my knowledge is from the media. I have no special knowledge. They don't say that. They don't say that he was defying section 144. What the police...
No, Rahul himself has said on record that I was told that I am defying 144.
I am quoting the PRO of the Delhi Police. PRO of the Delhi Police says, Rajan Bhagat, that he was detained for his personal security. So he doesn't say that. Otherwise, he would say that he is defying the law. He doesn't say that.
So there is no, according to the Delhi police, there is no defiance of law.
At least that is
on record.
Yeah.
Okay. Vinod, how do you look at this? You think that the Delhi police has come under such a pressure that they have no choice, and the no-win situation which Mr. with Marwah talks.
No, I don't think so. You know, I too, Mr. Tandon would know that I also started my career as a boat club reporter. So
both of you have done Delhi police reporting. That's why you both are here today.
Reporter. You see, there was an easy way out, as was suggested yesterday by a senior union minister. I can't name him, and he said that he felt that it was the Delhi police that messed it up. They could have handled it better. In a situation like this, the Delhi police can organize it in a manner that the leader who's leading a group is escorted inside the hospital or wherever the family was, make him meet the family and bring him out.
This is what happens normally.
No, this is what is the normal procedure. But quite apparently, the Delhi police, you know, over the years one has seen the use of Delhi police, the CBI, the Enforcement Directorate, since the days of the Congress, as tools of exercise of power by the centre to stifle dissent, you know, so to speak, in many, many ways. And it is a repeat of that spectacle. I think that the Chief Minister and the Congress Vice President and the Deputy Chief Minister, the Commissioner could have walked up to them, saluted them and said, "Sir, you have a right to protest, we can't stop you, but we can't allow the entire crowd that is accompanying you inside."
No, Vinod, it was not a protest.
No,
it was just a visit.
Sir, it was a visit, okay, assuming that it took the form of a protest because they were sloganeering. Okay, let's not, so it was a protest come an attempt to meet the bereaved family.
Protest
the
came
meeting
later.
between the bereaved family and the VVIPs was not a danger to the security. And to ensure that they were secure, the police should have laid this ground, offered them a safe passage individually to meet the family and come away. But this was not to be. Why? Because the central government has been, since the post-Uri surgical strike, been whipping up a strange kind of military nationalism, and it felt that this entire slogan, the plank that they were raising and so assiduously cultivating in the run-up to the next elections, may develop a few chinks, and that's why I didn't allow it.
Okay.
But then I think that today what they have done is costing them dear,
Okay,
rather than what they could have done.
No, okay. Sanjay Hegde, can this be, can what has been done, can it be termed as reasonable restrictions?
Of course not. It's not reasonable at all. After all, a chief minister of a state wanting to meet somebody within the state, the police force preventing that is certainly not a reasonable restriction. And as many of the people speaking before me said, there is a way of doing things. I am reminded of an incident from Punjab. During the days of the Akali Jatta was being arrested, Prakash Singh Badal was arrested. Mrs. Badal then called the policeman concerned and said that you're aware that Prakash Singh Badal likes a massage in the afternoon. So the police officer was smart. He said, "Madam, please send the masseur with the next group of the Jatta. We will arrest him also and put him in the same cell." These are small courtesies in the exercise of power which go a long way in maintaining democratic peace and harmony. Unfortunately, muscular nationalism is getting into muscular policing, and we are down the slippery slope of a police state. Everything can't be a matter of the danda.
Okay.
No,
Would you like to,
Yeah, in fact, I would like to ask Mr. Marwah particularly, and the former Home Secretary also. See, when people in high positions, who are themselves protectees, they come out to protest. See, the visit to the hospital was not simply a visit. It was along with a group of people who were shouting slogan. So what should the law enforcing agencies do when the people in high position want to protest for political reasons?
Mr. Marwah first.
Well, we are a democracy, they should be allowed.
No,
as long
but when it poses a threat
as they don't create a law and order
Exactly.
situation. I believe from what appears again in the media, there was no such situation had not arisen. It was to prevent them from meeting the relatives of the victim, that all this particular force to detain them was used, which in my view was totally unnecessary.
Mr. Singh?
I must tell you, there has been a rapid decline in the behavior of political leaders on the one hand. And on the other hand, we are entering into a situation where the bureaucracy and the police are tolerating the leaders. You cannot run democracy unless you respect your leaders. Because without political parties and their leaders, you can't have democracy. Now I'm afraid that we are not even tolerating, we are belittling the system. It is a serious threat. Police is posing a serious threat, and this may be a cue for other states.
Absolutely. Mr. Marwah, since Delhi Police comes directly under the Union Home Ministry, in your own experience, you think that such actions can be taken by the police without permission from the Union Home Ministry, or you think that Delhi Police has had this record of taking actions and then reporting to them?
Well, I can give you my own example from my own experience. I was to arrest the former Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi.
Okay.
And I arrested her, and then I took her to the officers' mess, where again I saluted her and I told her, Madam, I'm sorry.
Why did you salute her?
Huh?
If she was not the Prime Minister?
No, but you know, saluting is a way of greeting. It is not something which makes you inferior. You salute, when you are in uniform, you salute any person. You don't then do namaskar. So that's a way of greeting. She's a former Prime Minister. I worked under her, and I told her that this is the best room we have. We will detain you here. She says, you don't worry. And of course, she closed the room and had a sleep without bothering anyone else till she woke up in the next morning. That's how she was.
My question is this. The question which I asked is,
Yes.
Union Home Ministry, how much does it control the Delhi Police on a day-to-day basis? These kind of actions, when it is taken, does the Home Ministry come into the picture at all or not?
Of course it does. This is an aberration or a willful default or a wrong direction. It could be either. The Home Secretary's job and the Home Ministry's job is to take a stern view. You can't tolerate, you can't allow Indian democracy to be a spectacle of misbehavior before the whole world. It is a serious matter. What is our pride? Our pride is democracy.
You see this as arbitrary actions?
No, that is based on information. I have no information. What I am trying to convey to you and to the viewers, that democracy does not function without showing respect to leaders. Democracy does not function without putting restraint on the functionaries.
What about the role of the Lieutenant Governor here? Where does the Lieutenant Governor figure in this scheme of things?
It is his job to control the police.
Mr. Marwah?
Well, he has no direct role in this particular instance. At least I haven't seen any report to that effect. The overall responsibility rests with him. But then for every misdemeanor, you can't hold the top man personally responsible.
That I agree with him.
So you think that this was an action taken by the Delhi Police on its own? The officer on the spot has taken this action?
That's what it appears to be.
Mr. Tandon?
See, I still stick to the position, as I have covered Delhi police action for the last so many years when I was a crime reporter. See, the thing is, when the Chief Minister himself, which is very unprecedented, there has been only one precedent in Tamil Nadu where this kind of action has taken place, but that was in respect of a criminal case. Here the Chief Minister, he forgets that he is the Chief Minister. He wants to act like any ordinary opposition leader and his behavior. And he expects that the police commissioner should salute him. See, Chief Minister, if he wants to, pardon me if I am wrong, if the Chief Minister is to visit the victim of a person in hospital, he must inform. His system must know that he is visiting. But if he visits as a protester along with 100 people, slogan shouting people, what should the police do in a hospital premises? Similarly, Rahul Gandhi has a right to protest. But when he is told, sir, there is a section 144, you can't march to India Gate. So he said, no, I am willing to be detained.
Vinod?
So then how come that the police system comes under attack?
Vinod,
Suppose for
one second.
If Rahul's security was breached for some reason, we all would have been sitting here blaming the police.
Okay, but this is, do you accept the fact that this is not the, these are not isolated incidents?
These are pure political protests.
No. The action against the against what happened to the chief minister, deputy chief minister, and 14 MLAs have been arrested in the last 1 year.
No, that is a different case.
No.
Today we are discussing the last 2 days incidents.
No, that's a different case. But we are looking at the role of the Delhi police in the last several years. Mr. Marwah, these 14 MLAs have been arrested. Isn't that extraordinary in your own experience that 14 MLAs of a ruling party in their own state gets arrested for flimsy reasons, and most of the cases are very flimsy, and the court says that. It is not that somebody else is saying that.
Well, here again it's very unfortunate from both sides that the police has to arrest a MLA and charge sheet him or investigate a criminal case against him. And on the other side, it also says something, notwithstanding what you're quoting that the court has said, how people with such backgrounds have been given tickets to fight.
Going to background is a very, very tricky area which we
It's a tricky area,
okay. But I'm just quoting Amanatullah Khan. He was charged, against about a woman, a woman is supposed to have alleged that he threatened her and tried to rape her or things like that. Court has said that there is no material evidence on record to suggest that he did anything like that. Somnath Bharti, against his own wife complained against him, and the court finds that there is no evidence at all about to what she had claimed. Like that, it goes on. Out of the 14 MLAs, 12 MLAs, it goes on like this. Don't you see a pattern?
Well, it appears to be. While I'll again will say that to jump to a definite conclusion is not possible, but
okay.
I'll go along with you if you say that there appears to be
Mr. Singh?
a suspicion.
I have a different opinion here, but I personally feel...
No, my question is this.
Yes.
Do you see the politicization of the Delhi police force happening?
That is what is worrying me. I'm with you. Now you have asked you have given almost, I was going to tell you that this is something. Police cannot be an instrument of politics. Police is an instrument of maintenance of order and peace. Now, if the political system wants to use police as an instrument of party politics, that would be a sad day for the country.
Yes, Sanjay.
See, you asked about a pattern. I am reminded of that old saying that the first time it can be happenstance, the second time it can be coincidence, but the third time is definitely enemy action. And here it has been going on, as you said, 14 times. There have been other cases also. And what is really happening is that old saying that no man can serve two masters. The police are ostensibly in charge of a democratic system in Delhi. At the same point of time, they are answerable to the Union Home Ministry. They cannot really respect the chief minister of a state who does not in any manner exercise any manner of control. And given the fact that the chief minister of the state is an opponent of the party which controls the Union Home Ministry, there is sometimes a temptation to be more loyal than the king, to pander to what you think the Union Home Ministry will like. This is a slippery slope, and it is time to depoliticize the police, and maybe the police themselves need to take extra caution in exercising their undoubtedly vast powers.
Vinod?
Please use police powers to the minimum.
You know,
We don't-
I
And in
think
a
we have,
situation like this, mitigate the damage as much as possible.
this will not happen, Sanjay. Mitigate the damage. They will be used. They have been used in the past. They'll be used again, and they will continue to use them. Now, let's not give them homilies because they have no appetite for homilies, no appetite for wisdom. You see, while this drama was happening, you had the Chief Minister of Haryana sharing his wisdom about who's a martyr and who's not a martyr. Then you had a sitting minister who was a former army chief giving his, acting as a shrink, some kind of a psychiatrist, to say that this man could have been off balance mentally. And then he said that suicide can't be committed by a soldier. Now, these provocations were happening at the same time. They were aimed at deconstructing the story of a helpless ex-serviceman having taken his life. And there were also suggestions that there was some conspiracy to make him commit suicide. If you put two and two together, you will get to understand that the Delhi police, the commissioner of Delhi police is an obedient, sorry to use this word, a child of the lieutenant governor, who in turn is in regular touch with the home secretary. This is how the system works, you know. It has always worked like that in Delhi. And we have a former home secretary sitting there.
And a former Delhi police commissioner.
A former Delhi police commissioner, that if a person of the political importance of the chief minister or of the Congress of Congress vice president has to be even detained or even stopped, leave alone detention, there has to be a political clearance because this action has political implications.
Okay.
And you know, when
Sir,
maybe one last sentence.
Yes.
And when the commissioner salutes an elected chief minister into whom he is not reporting, he is actually saluting the sovereign, you and me, who elected that man.
Okay. Sir, would you like to respond to that?
I think it's very unfair to blame the Delhi police and the commissioner for what has happened. There is no question
Who
of
should be blamed?
the person, the officer
On the ground?
on the spot.
No.
The Joint Commissioner?
It is not that some directions have been given from the.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't
Mr.
think
Singh?
so.
I must tell you that since your question is directed to an information system, I won't be able to comment. But what I'm trying to tell you,
No, I'm talking of the system.
yes, I'm also commenting on the system. What I'm trying to tell you is that off-the-cuff response of the Delhi police has been going on for too long, and therefore it was necessary for the Home Ministry, particularly the Home Secretary, to ensure that police in Delhi functions in a democratic, civilized and lawful fashion.
And you both, since both of you agree that this was not behavior in the democratic, civilized fashion, you think action needs to be taken
Of course,
now?
of course.
Mr. Marwah?
Yeah, the situation should have been handled in a much
I think
more
some ACP
sophisticated
or some
manner.
DCP will be suspended. It's very
don't think
unfortunate.
so.
Mr. Mohan, Mr. Tandon, you don't think any action
we
is
should go
necessary?
to where the
I
buck
don't
stops,
think,
you know.
in fact, if you look at it, even Rahul Gandhi has not sought any action against policemen because he knows it was largely a political protest in which his detention was part of it and he has benefited from it.
Sir, it was
and
not
in
a-
the past, no, we are forgetting one thing. In the past also, politicians, particularly in the opposition, they want
It is not just
such
Rahul
incidents
Gandhi.
to be publicized.
It is not just Rahul Gandhi. It is the Chief Minister and
Minister
Deputy Chief
himself
Minister of
wanted
Delhi
it to protest.
who were.
See, here is a chief minister
Don't you think,
who
sir,
plays
one
to the
second.
gallery.
Don't you think-
he
no, no.
wants detention so that
Don't you
it becomes
think-
an issue.
Don't you think that this is some kind of a curbing of the freedom of movement?
See, when such things are sought for, I know many politicians
this is-
ask for detention, preventive detention, violation
No, that
of
is-
144,
all of us have
tear
seen that.
gas,
But here
lathi
is the-
charge. And then
Vinod Sharma, very quickly, last words. You think that this was a invited attempt, you know, like what Mr. Tandon says,
What
that,
is the, no, why should we, why are we discussing this? That why are political parties protesting?
No, they
It is
must
the job of the
protest.
opposition to protest.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And it is
I agree.
But at the same time, it is the responsibility of the central government into which the commissioner reports.
Okay.
And the lieutenant governor reports
Okay.
to deal with political leaders of political parties with a
last
degree
word.
of grace and with a
I'm
degree
sorry,
of
Sanjay.
democratic element.
I'm sorry, Sanjay, we are completely run out of time. But you know, this is a very serious situation, as all my panelists pointed out, especially the former Home Secretary, thinks that democracy it's under threat if these kind of situations continue. Delhi Police needs to work within its limits, and it has to know its limits. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue, The Big Picture, same time on Monday. Meanwhile, have a great weekend.